A study by Edmunds found that nearly 1 in 4 new car shoppers owes more on their auto loan than they can get selling the car. And more than 1 in 5 consumers with negative equity owe $10,000 or more than their car is worth.
Every car tells a story, but not all stories end well. Some cars lure you in with promises of luxury, power, or cutting-edge innovation, only to reveal headaches, hidden costs, and shocking depreciation once you sign the papers. These are the silent traps of the automotive world, the ones buyers regret most. Buckle up, because what comes next will challenge how you see some of the industry's biggest names. Let's start with one that looks flawless until it doesn't: Volvo XC60. In a segment obsessed with refinement and innovation, few vehicles manage to capture attention as effortlessly as this one. It wears its Nordic charm with quiet confidence, offering an experience that seems carved from Scandinavian serenity. Luxury, safety, and minimalist sophistication. On paper, it reads like a manifesto for the perfect daily driver. But beneath the soft leather and clean lines hides a different reality, one riddled with recurring problems and expensive truths. Let's start with reliability. The 2024 model alone has already faced not 1, not 2, but 3 major recalls. Owners report frequent transmission problems that lead to abrupt shifting, reduced power delivery, and in some cases, complete stalling during acceleration. These are not minor annoyances. They're critical failures that affect daily drivability and safety. Add to that the increasingly common complaints of the engine stalling without warning, and you're looking at a vehicle that can't be trusted in demanding conditions or even routine ones. If you think modern luxury means seamless technology, think again. The infotainment system in the XC60, despite being polished on the surface, is riddled with bugs and crashes. It may freeze while navigating, restart randomly, or fail to connect with devices consistently. Even driver assist features, which should enhance safety and peace of mind, are known to malfunction or provide inconsistent performance. For a vehicle designed with innovation in mind, these tech issues feel frustratingly archaic. Then there's the matter of performance and efficiency. On paper, 22 miles per gallon combined might not seem too bad, especially in this segment. Yet, considering the price tag of over $53,000 United States dollars, buyers rightfully expect more. In real-world driving, the XC60 often fails to deliver even that modest rating, especially when loaded with passengers or navigating city traffic. It's a case of luxury pricing paired with mediocre returns. Repairs for the XC60 are anything but budget-friendly. Maintenance costs quickly spiral into the thousands. A replacement infotainment module can exceed $2,000 United States dollars. Engine work, even under warranty, has long wait times and high labor fees due to the model's increasingly complex architecture. And should you need something less common, say a new wiring harness or a failed sensor buried beneath the dashboard, expect a hefty bill and a lengthy wait, as parts availability remains inconsistent. What makes the situation worse is depreciation. While Volvo has long enjoyed a reputation for safety, the market doesn't respond kindly to models plagued with recalls and reliability concerns. Trade-in values drop fast. Within 3 years, owners often find their XC60s are worth significantly less than anticipated. Buyers who assumed they were making a smart investment in European luxury quickly learn they've entered into a costly long-term commitment. The XC60 teaches us that appearances can disguise deeper flaws. This lesson becomes even clearer when we look at a larger, pricier nameplate that magnifies luxury's empty promises. Lincoln Aviator. It enters the scene like a confident heavyweight in a tailored suit, muscular, poised, and dripping with Americana charm. Designed to rival the finest German tourers, this 3-row beast makes a bold promise, a return to domestic luxury updated for the modern era. And yet, for all its flash and flair, the Aviator stumbles where it matters most, under the hood, behind the dashboard, and inside the service center. From the very start, the Aviator is a substantial financial commitment. With prices ranging from just over $53,000 United States dollars to a staggering $88,000 for the Black Label edition, buyers rightfully expect top-tier performance, cutting-edge features, and bulletproof dependability. Yet, for model years 2020, 2021, 2022, and even 2024, the Aviator has consistently missed the mark. The most glaring issue? Recalls. Recalls for the Aviator has not been isolated to minor trim defects or software updates. They have involved serious concerns: faulty airbags, electrical system failures, and even engine shutdowns. In a luxury vehicle, these kinds of reliability problems are not only frustrating, they're unacceptable. It's one thing to deal with software bugs, it's another altogether to worry about whether your vehicle will protect you in a collision or suddenly power down on the highway. Fuel economy is another glaring flaw. At just 18 miles per gallon combined, the Aviator performs worse than many full-size trucks. When you're paying a premium for a luxury sport utility vehicle, especially in a market increasingly focused on hybrid and electric efficiency, this level of consumption feels outdated. Competing models from Germany and Japan, such as the Audi Q7 and BMW X5, offer better performance and fuel efficiency, often at a lower long-term cost of ownership. Internally, the vehicle doesn't fare much better. Some owners praise the seating comfort and cabin layout, but reliability issues often extend to the electronics and infotainment system. Screens freeze, features glitch out, and connectivity is inconsistent. For a vehicle designed with innovation in mind, these tech issues feel frustratingly archaic. While the Lincoln Aviator might offer luxury branding and stylish presence, those elements fade quickly when faced with mounting repair bills, persistent recalls, and high fuel costs. Buyers expecting a polished experience often find themselves making service appointments instead of weekend getaways. The Aviator shows that premium badges and high prices do not guarantee peace of mind. Yet, if a large luxury sport utility vehicle fails so spectacularly, how should we view a crossover that promises style at a discount, only to expose even deeper cracks beneath the surface? Chevrolet Blazer. This one strides into the room with muscle and confidence, reborn from its rugged past into something sleeker and more suburban, catches the eye of weekend warriors and daily commuters alike. Bold lines, aggressive stance, and a name steeped in nostalgia. What could go wrong? Turns out, quite a bit. One of the most significant issues plaguing the Blazer involves its engine performance. Owners have reported frequent stalling problems, often occurring without warning during routine drives. These stalls are not just inconvenient, they pose serious safety risks, especially on highways or in heavy traffic, where sudden loss of power can result in collisions. The cause is often traced back to problematic fuel delivery systems and software malfunctions that fail to regulate power properly. While service centers attempt to resolve these issues through recalls and updates, the recurring nature of the failures makes them a persistent concern. Electronics are another weak point for the Blazer. From faulty infotainment screens that freeze or reboot unexpectedly to malfunctioning sensors tied to driver assist systems, the Blazer's tech suite has earned a reputation for unreliability. In an era when drivers expect seamless connectivity and dependable safety features, these glitches make the Blazer feel like a step backward rather than forward. Safety is an area where the Blazer has also struggled. Crash test ratings have highlighted deficiencies in certain areas, particularly in side impact protection and overall structural integrity during collisions. These shortcomings reduce confidence in the vehicle's ability to protect passengers in real-world scenarios. Safety is not simply a bonus feature, it is a fundamental expectation. And when a vehicle under-delivers here, it erodes its credibility as a family-oriented sport utility vehicle. Then comes the financial side of owning the Blazer. Depreciation has proven to be far steeper than many buyers anticipated. Within a few years, the resale value plummets compared to its rivals, leaving owners facing significant financial losses. Rising insurance premiums further add to the ownership costs, reflecting the Blazer's higher repair frequency and parts expenses. Repairs themselves are costly, with electronic modules and engine components often priced well above expectations for a mid-range vehicle. What may begin as a seemingly affordable purchase quickly transforms into an ongoing financial burden. In the end, the Blazer proves that resurrecting a legacy name can't save a flawed machine. While this car falters in substance, the next car reveals how even a prestigious European badge can't escape the financial sting of modern electrification. Audi Q8 e-tron. This was supposed to be the electric answer to everything, a fusion of German precision, luxury, and forward-thinking innovation wrapped in a handsome shell. For a moment, it looked like the future had arrived early, until the numbers began to unravel, revealing a luxury electric gamble that few would take twice. Depreciation for the Audi Q8 e-tron is staggering.
Studies have shown that it loses nearly 72% of its value within 5 years of ownership. To put this in perspective, a vehicle costing around $80,000 at purchase could be worth little more than $22,000 after that period. Such a sharp decline is not typical for luxury sport utility vehicles, even those with high mileage usage. This rapid fall in value stems from a combination of factors: high initial pricing, limited demand in the resale market, and concerns surrounding electric vehicle support infrastructure. Another challenge is the niche support required for electric vehicles like the Q8 e-tron. While charging stations are becoming more common, the specialized systems and proprietary components of this model create difficulties in both servicing and maintaining it. Repairs often require factory-trained technicians, and parts availability can be inconsistent. This results in long wait times and costly repair bills, which only adds to the financial burden of ownership. For buyers expecting luxury-level convenience, these headaches contradict the very reason for investing in a premium brand. Performance, while impressive on paper, is another area where expectations often clash with reality. The Q8 e-tron offers strong acceleration, quiet operation, and a smooth ride. Yet range anxiety remains a concern, as real-world mileage frequently falls short of advertised figures. Competing electric vehicles often provide longer ranges at lower price points, further diminishing the value proposition. The combination of high running costs and disappointing efficiency undermines its position as a viable luxury electric option. Insurance costs are another hidden obstacle. Due to the expensive battery systems and specialized components, premiums for the Q8 e-tron are higher than average. This compounds the already steep depreciation, leaving owners with mounting expenses that few anticipated when they first signed the purchase contract. The Audi Q8 e-tron stands as a lesson that even well-established brands can miscalculate when it comes to balancing innovation with long-term practicality. While it may dazzle with its futuristic design and powerful branding, the reality of ownership paints a different picture. When even luxury can't outrun depreciation, it's time to rethink what we call progress. Shift your gaze to something bigger, bolder in size, louder in promise, and yet still quietly sinking under its own weight. Before we get into the next car, here's a quick question. Have you ever owned a vehicle that turned out to be more trouble than it was worth? Drop your story in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. And while you're here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on more breakdowns like this. Infiniti QX80 Sport Utility Vehicle. There's something undeniably imposing about this giant. It looms large with an attitude that says confidence, wealth, and don't mess with me presence. Families love the space. Drivers love the throne-like seating. But behind the bravado, it quietly drains wallets and patience alike, one maintenance bill at a time. One of the most glaring issues surrounding the Infiniti QX80 is its depreciation. Within 5 years, this vehicle typically loses around 65% of its original value. Such a staggering decline makes it one of the poorest investments in the luxury sport utility vehicle category. Consider a scenario where the QX80 costs $70,000 at purchase. In a relatively short period, its market worth may fall to barely more than $24,000 after that period. For families or individuals hoping to protect their financial stability while enjoying a luxury ride, this level of depreciation is devastating. It undercuts the promise of ownership satisfaction by transforming the vehicle into a financial liability as soon as it leaves the dealership. Adding insult to injury, the QX80 is notoriously expensive to maintain and service. Repairs are complicated by proprietary systems and high-end parts that demand specialized labor. Routine maintenance, including brake replacements, fluid changes, and electrical diagnostics, can cost significantly more than competitors in its class. Owners often find themselves returning to dealerships rather than independent mechanics due to the complexity of the systems, which inevitably leads to inflated service bills. For a model already bleeding value, this additional financial strain compounds the long-term costs of ownership. Fuel efficiency is another critical shortcoming. Averaging around 14 miles per gallon, the QX80 lags far behind modern expectations for vehicles in its category. With rising fuel prices, operating such a thirsty engine places an additional burden on owners' wallets. The sheer size of the vehicle, paired with an outdated powertrain, leaves it struggling to keep pace with more efficient rivals that manage to deliver both power and reasonable mileage. For buyers prioritizing sustainability, efficiency, or even just basic practicality, this model falls far short of delivering. Technologically, the QX80 appears frozen in time. While competitors integrate cutting-edge driver assistance systems, intuitive infotainment setups, and seamless smartphone integration, the Infiniti clings to outdated interfaces. The result is a user experience that feels clunky and unrefined, especially for younger drivers accustomed to digital environments polished for convenience. This lack of modernity further diminishes its appeal, alienating customers who seek vehicles that evolve with technological standards. Turns out, you can't hide inefficiency under chrome and leather forever. As the dust settles on this heavyweight, we turn to a car that once stood for revolution and now whispers warnings from the back of the resale lot. Tesla Model S. This was the icon, the poster child of electric disruption. It didn't just drive change, it raced it. From its mind-bending acceleration to a cabin stripped of buttons and filled with code, the Model S redefined the road. But in the rush to be first, something got left behind. Sustainability. Not of energy, but of value. Depreciation is the first red flag. Over the course of 5 years, the Model S loses roughly 62.5% of its value. For a car often purchased at prices exceeding $90,000, this decline is financially brutal. Buyers who expected Tesla's prestige to hold strong resale value quickly discover that rapid advancements in electric vehicle technology render their investment outdated almost as soon as newer models are announced. Unlike traditional cars, where incremental upgrades are manageable, Tesla's pace of innovation makes older models feel obsolete within just a few years of newer models being released. This phenomenon drives down demand in the resale market, accelerating depreciation. Battery replacement costs are another source of financial strain. While Tesla batteries are designed to last many years, inevitable degradation can lead to the need for replacement, with costs easily surpassing $20,000. Owners who encounter out-of-warranty issues face a repair bill that rivals the price of a new economy vehicle. Combined with expensive insurance premiums, the financial commitment of maintaining a Model S becomes overwhelming for many drivers. Technology, once the Tesla's biggest selling point, has also proven to be a double-edged sword. The infotainment system, though sleek and futuristic in design, has been plagued with glitches and hardware malfunctions. Owners report screens freezing, navigation issues, and inconsistent over-the-air software updates that sometimes introduce new problems rather than solve existing ones. This constant battle with technological quirks erodes the sense of luxury that should define a high-end electric sedan.
The pace of technological evolution is another factor contributing to the Model S's struggles. As Tesla introduces newer vehicles with longer ranges, improved performance, and enhanced features,
earlier iterations of the Model S fade quickly into irrelevance. Buyers who once felt ahead of the curve find themselves holding a vehicle that feels like yesterday's experiment rather than today's innovation. This relentless obsolescence is unlike anything seen in traditional car markets and represents a unique challenge for electric vehicle owners. Even trailblazers get overtaken. And now, as we step away from this once shining star, we meet a different kind of powerhouse, dressed in German precision but trailing a very familiar set of red flags. BMW 7 Series Sedan. This is the car that whispers boardroom power and Autobahn speed in the same breath, a technological showcase and a badge of elite taste. It exudes presence and promises control, comfort, and unmatched prestige. But open the hood or the service history, and you'll see that this throne on wheels comes with a punishing price. Depreciation is the most immediate and unavoidable drawback. Within a 5-year span, the 7 Series sheds around 67.1% of its original value. Imagine purchasing this sedan for $110,000 only to discover that within half a decade, its worth has plummeted to barely over $35,000. This drastic loss of value rivals some of the worst-performing luxury cars on the market. For buyers who equate prestige with financial wisdom, the 7 Series delivers a cruel lesson. Prestige does not preserve value. In fact, it erodes it at a staggering pace. The complexity of the 7 Series is another major pitfall. As BMW's flagship, it houses the most advanced systems the brand can engineer, from sophisticated adaptive suspensions to elaborate driver assistance technologies and intricately layered infotainment setups. While these innovations are impressive, they also serve as points of vulnerability. Electronics malfunctions, sensor errors, and software glitches are all too common, resulting in expensive visits to specialized service centers. Owners frequently find themselves dealing with recurring issues that are both time-consuming and financially draining, negating the comfort and convenience the car promises. Maintenance costs are astronomical. Routine upkeep, such as brake replacements, oil changes, and suspension servicing, often runs far higher than competitors, not to mention the expenses tied to unexpected failures. For example, repairing a single electronic module can cost several thousand US$, while more complex mechanical electrical failures may spiral into 5-figure bills. Because the car's high level of integration between mechanical and digital systems, independent mechanics often shy away, forcing owners back to dealerships where service costs reach premium levels. This dependency ensures that the cost of ownership remains painfully high throughout the vehicle's life. Another subtle issue lies in perception. While owning a 7 Series certainly provides a badge of status, the rapid depreciation undermines its image as a sound long-term luxury investment. Buyers with an eye for financial sensibility may prefer rivals that hold their value better, making the 7 Series a harder sell on the secondary market. The combination of bloated service costs, intimidating repair bills, and its reputation for complex failures has tarnished what should be BMW's crowning achievement. The BMW 7 Series sedan is an automotive marvel in many respects, combining world-class luxury with technological innovation. It was built to impress. Instead, it teaches a harsh lesson in luxury overreach. From this gilded disappointment, we glide towards something more daring, more futuristic, and somehow even more financially destructive. Jaguar I-Pace electric vehicle. Here was the future, sculpted in aluminum and attitude. A daring move from a legacy brand aiming to redefine itself through electric boldness and sleek ambition. It won awards. It turned heads. It disrupted the market. Briefly. Then the long shadow of ownership costs and rapid tech decay settled in,
dimming the spark of something once so promising. Depreciation is where the eye pace is utterly devastating. Within 5 years, the vehicle typically loses around 72.2% of its original value, making it one of the worst performing cars in terms of resale retention. A buyer who spends nearly $80,000 on a new I-Pace may find themselves staring at a used value closer to $22,000 in less than half a decade. This drastic decline is not just a number. It represents a financial implosion that makes the I-Pace more of a burden than a prized asset. Reliability problems exacerbate the depreciation crisis. Owners have reported a slew of issues ranging from charging faults to powertrain failures. Recalls have plagued the model, including problems with battery overheating and software instability. For an electric vehicle, where the battery is both the heart and the costliest component, such issues cast a dark shadow. Each trip to the service center reminds owners that they are early adopters of an experiment that Jaguar has struggled to refine. Another problem lies in Jaguar's limited service network. Unlike Tesla, which has rapidly expanded its infrastructure, or established brands with extensive dealership coverage, Jaguar's reach remains relatively small. This means longer waiting times, fewer specialized technicians, and often higher service costs. For owners, especially outside metropolitan areas, keeping an I-Pace running smoothly can feel like a logistical battle. The pace of electric vehicle obsolescence further worsens the I-Pace's outlook. With newer electric models entering the market boasting longer ranges, faster charging times, and more advanced features, the I-Pace quickly feels outdated. Competitors from brands like Hyundai, Kia, and Mercedes-Benz are producing vehicles with more practical ranges and user-friendly technology at competitive prices. As a result, the I-Pace not only depreciates, but loses its relevance in an industry advancing at lightning speed. The Jaguar I-Pace electric vehicle is a lesson in how style and ambition alone cannot sustain value. While undeniably beautiful and innovative at launch, it is crippled by extreme depreciation, chronic reliability issues, a limited service network, and the merciless pace of electric vehicle innovation. For potential buyers, the allure of owning Jaguar's bold electric pioneer quickly fades when confronted with the reality of mounting costs and shrinking worth. What was once heralded as the dawn of a new era has instead become a warning. Electrification without durability or support can leave even the most elegant car torched in the driveway. What do you think? Would you still take the risk on a car like this, or play it safe with something more dependable? Share your thoughts below, subscribe for more deep dives, and thanks for watching.